Bam! What's up, guys? How's it going? Got a little video for you on success. So, as I've mentioned before in other videos, the 3 keys to success. First and most important is determination, never give upness, positivity, whatever quality you want to think of where you know you can get there and you're going to find a way no matter what. Tenacity, whatever you want to call that. That quality, number one, most important. Two, I've gotten these from 2 successful people, which I'll get into in a second, the importance of mentorship. But in Newport Beach, where I'm from, very wealthy guys. Not only are they wealthy, they're happy, they're active, they had a healthy looking body, obviously not as healthy as mine. Not that I'm like the epitome of it, but, kind of on the upper range. So, anyways, but they're very successful, happy, healthy, and extremely wealthy. Like I'm talking, like probably, I don't know, in assets, probably own like over $40 million worth of assets. And I don't know what their salary would be. It's probably different, depending on the year for a lot of entrepreneurs. So, anyways, there's, like I said, tenacity, balance, which I've gotten from 2 successful people. They both said the same quality. One guy said it those exact words, balance. The other guy had said, can't remember how he said balance, but he basically described some things, and yeah, basically balance was that other key. And then the third thing, which was not said, but I noticed from them, is people skills. So that's very important. You can almost think of people skills not only as extrinsic, not only outside yourself, but even within yourself, knowing yourself very well. Just understanding human behavior, your own behavior, understanding social dynamics, that types of things. Those help very much to be successful because both of those had it a lot. And yeah, common sense would tell you, you've probably heard the quote, connections is everything. It's not everything, but it's important. All right, so on the first and most important thing on tenacity, if you want to think of a subcategory underneath that, mentorship is a pretty strong subcategory from that. So if you know where you want to get and what you want to, get out of life or where you want to get with a certain goal, whatever, if you got that in your mind, bam, you will be aware of good mentors, whether it be an article you read, whether it be an actual person who's a good mentor. People like the 2 people I had asked on what they thought it'd take to be successful. I might get into that a little deeper another time, but right now I'm here to talk about mentorship because mentorship is very important. So, first, when you see a person who has a certain quality that you would like to emulate or has a quality that might be a weakness of yours or anything that you'd like to really improve, that they have a quality that you don't, you want to take on their mentorship, okay? So, one, freaking get confirmation. So, there's people everywhere, like military especially, but just people in general, they love to have answers to stuff they don't know for some reason. And like it makes them, feel, maybe important or makes them seem to you like they know stuff, and so to you they're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna seem like more valuable to this person, whatever. I don't know why people act like they know what they're talking about when they don't, but people love to do that. One example that I'm thinking of right now is a family friend who told me that while he was in a park in, I think it was New York, there was this bum, literally a homeless person, and somehow, maybe it was this kind of hippie era or whatnot, he was holding a battery and he was talking about how it's basically like the key to the universe or something. It was weird shit, and fortunately my family friend, who's very successful in life as well, he's happy, healthy, he's got a great family, good wife, and he's got a job that he likes. He had the correct sense of mind, like most people you would assume would, to be like, are you serious? This guy's a fucking bum. Like, no offense to bums, but to take advice from a bum basically means that you think this person understands more about life than you do. Unfortunately, not to judge people that are homeless in that way, or bums or beggars, whatever, but unless you're trying to be a bum, you wouldn't want to take advice from a bum. Just like you wouldn't want to take advice from someone about health who they themselves isn't very healthy, or someone who's fucking poor. You wouldn't, that sounded kind of mean. You wouldn't want to take advice from someone who is poor on how to be financially savvy. So, of course, one example would be Donald Trump on wealthiness. You might actually want to listen to hear what he has to say. Of course, people could talk politics now because it's 2016 and he happens to be in the political field. But just aside from that, finance, that would be a good trait to have. All right. So, first step, finding a mentor. That's after you know what you want to be in life or what you want to get, any goal. You understand that. You see someone who has that quality, boom. You want them to be your mentor. First, you have to get confirmation. So, find out if they really are that wealthy, Like when I had asked the wealthy guy, I was like, it was in a nice area in Newport Beach, very nice house. He's coming out of it, just getting something out of a car. It was a Ferrari. I asked him, hey, I was like, is this your car? So it was a Ferrari. And he said yes. And, while I was jogging in place, I was like, oh, no way. And I was very interested in success at the time and how that stuff works. And, learning like key core principles. And I had asked him, if you wouldn't mind sharing with me what the key to success is, and I'm just jogging in place, and I said, if you could just summarize it in a sentence. And as I'm just jogging there, he's like thought for a second, then he stops and he looks at me and he said, never give up. And I was just jogging there. I'm like, never give up. And he's like, never give up. I'm like, all right, thanks. And I just trotted away. And he's like, oh yeah. And he's like, and balance. Balance your God, your work, your home, your love life, whatever. He said, balance, All right. So I got confirmation. It takes some proactivity. And once you get confirmation, you want to be like a fucking sponge. Okay. Way I like to think of it as, this is what I wrote down, is porous and ready to absorb. So this analogy of a sponge being porous and ready to absorb, and what you want to be is basically porous as in like there's no ego, there's no sense of like, oh, this is what I know, blah, like I only want to know what I don't know, and this is what I know, so only tell me stuff that I don't know. Does that make sense? Like, if you go in with that attitude, like, this is what I know, I only want to hear things that I don't know, and you got to tell me this, like, blah, blah. Like, if you're trained like an old school martial art, jiu-jitsu that has any of the old traditions in it, one is, like in jiu-jitsu and, some places, you bow before you enter the dojo, and that is to signify, one, that there's no ego, so that porousness about you, and then also you come with empty hands. And I think that's actually what we even repeated, or you might have said it in your head. Basically, you bow out to the instructor and you say, I come with empty hands, or, my cup is empty. And there's even a old Buddhist, like, I don't know if it's can't remember what it's called, basically a parable, where a guy went to a Zen master to learn from him, and the Zen master was trying to teach him, and he was like, oh no, blah, 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 and he was like sharing all the stuff he knows and whatnot. And so as the Zen master is talking to him, he just literally just keeps filling up his like teacup with tea, and it's just like overflowing. The guys, so the guy who's going there to be mentored, it's like, well, what are you doing, And he's like, this is what it's like for you. You have a full cup, and I'm trying to add, my knowledge or whatever to you, and it just keeps flowing and flowing out, so you're not receiving it. So that's what you need to do. Yeah, that's basically it. Mentorship is very important. I got inspired to make this video, what I should say, to cap it off, is I'm in my pararescue training right now, and I've been working out, and this is actually interesting how finding meaning in life can be very motivating, knowing the why you do something. So I already passed selection, that's NDOC, if you don't know what that is for pararescue. You know, it's before you get into it, it's very hard, you know, just like any other selection course. You know, a lot of people know buds or whatever. Once you're like really discovering what that's all about in your mind, you're like, okay, you want to train really hard for it. And every day when I was training for it, and other people I talked to in pararescue, like every workout had so much meaning. You know, I would push myself so hard because I knew that me pushing myself really hard led to the benefit of when I get to my selection, when I get to NDOC, that it will help me in that situation. So lately I've been working out. I don't have any more NDOCs or selections coming, but you know what I do have coming? I just realized I have actual missions where I'm actually going to be rescuing people. I have my PJU or apprentice course. It's the last course where we're doing a bunch of mock missions, and it is hard on the body. And just doing squats and bench and deadlifts, it's like, yeah, that it helps, but it's not the most effective. And I basically found a mentor who just graduated, and he's leaving in 2 weeks, but he was working out today, and I was like, all right, I want to work out with this guy. I had already talked to him beforehand, getting information, and he was telling me how necessary it is to do other functional stuff and not just squat, deadlift, and bench. And so he was putting his advice on me. I was like, yeah, it kind of makes sense what he's saying, but I actually got confirmation later. I talked to other people who was on team with him, and he was like the top 3, top 2 most functionally fit when it comes to doing missions, and that's climbing up rope ladders, that's fast roping down, running over a patient, picking up a patient with a litter, running back over, just a bunch of movements, a heavy ruck, going down to like a weird squat, and then getting back up, you know, and then you've got your weapon, bunch of stuff. So anyways, I had talked to other people who were on team with him, and they said yes, he was like one of the most functionally fit on team guys. And boom, so I got confirmation. You know, when we were in the gym today, I was like, you know what, I want to learn his stuff before he goes, because he was doing different workouts than what most of us do. And sure enough, you know, I went as a sponge, and we did a workout together, and now I'm going to get mentored for like 2 weeks before he leaves. And because of that, I'm more motivated. I have been in a long time to like really work out hard, and I find meaning in it, because when I get to that last portion of the course, I'm doing these mock missions, and then when I actually go and do missions in real life, you know, when I deploy and when I'm just doing civilian missions in the United States, I'll be very effective, and to me, that means a lot to be able to like be the best rescuer for my patient, be the best pararescue man for my patient. So, hope this makes sense. Mentorship, key points. Mentorship is very important to success, and that, you know, most important trait of success, which is tenacity, finding the way to get there no matter what. Mentorship is a good subcomponent of that, and to approach mentorship well, first you have to make sure that this mentor is an effective mentor, that he's confirmation that he actually is successful in what you want to be successful in, and you want to approach it well. Don't have any ego. Go as a sponge, porous and fucking ready to absorb. All right. So hope this makes sense. It's gonna be very helpful to be successful in life. I think everyone wants to be. I mean, you only got one chance to live this life as yourself in the body you're in. So fucking charge it. If you got questions, write in the comment. I'll probably answer. You can send me a message, whatever. Yeah, fucking charge it. Woo!